The Luna Act 2 live stream has concluded, and of course, there's a lot of things to really talk about. And the reason why I say it like that is because, well, the irregular part of the game, there's not really much going on. But there is some big things coming out when it comes to the UGC content that we've been waiting for. And it is a little bit of a doozy, and I'm hoping that I can cover a good chunk of it. So if you like the content, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button down below and hit that notification bell to be notified of when the next Genshin Impact video comes to your feed. Of course, I wouldn't be here without obviously gamer subs. Use code Tystra for 10% off of your purchase. We just got the Rockstar Bao drop, and I am buying all of it. I'm a big Bao fan. Bao the whale, she's fantastic. Love her, and I hope y'all do too. So if you do get the Bao drop, make sure you use code Tystra for 10% off. Help me get to my cup. And let's go ahead and dive into the live stream because, well, there was a good chunk of information regarding the second part of the live stream, but let's dive in first of what we know is to come in the game. First things first, we do have our banners with Nefer being the melee Dendro character, which I'm pretty excited for. And when I say melee, I mean Catalyst, but she's going to be using her hands and feet to battle. So really dig it. I think that she's overall good. And originally I was like, yeah, I'm going to summon for her. But the more I think about it, the more I'm like, I don't know. Because there's just so much more, and I'm really wanting Alice when she finally drops, if she absolutely drops. And then also Varka as well, because I've been waiting for those characters. So for me, it's kind of tough. I'm debating on if I'm going to summon for her or not. But I will say that the banners themselves is insane, because we got Nefer in Phase 1, and we also have Fiorina. And the rerun of Fiorina is, like, to me, she's one of the must-need characters. She's so good for any team that she's a part of that it's no wonder why people love her. And honestly, her character development in regards to the story, complete 180. Like I've said it so many times. In Fontaine, I absolutely hated her at first, but the more that we progressed through the main story, the more I grew to love her as a character. I love Fiorina now. She is adorable. I'm just saying she's fantastic. And then Phase 2, we have Arlecchino, who is the best Pyro DPS out there, and Zhongli, who is a great shield character. Now, I know a lot of people, I'm going to point this out, a lot of people are like, oh, shields are only for people who can't dodge. Well, you don't need to dodge when you have a very good shield and very good support. I think that Zhongli is still very good even in today's meta. Sure, he's not at the top tier that he once was, but he's still big dong Zhong, man. So put some respect on him. And then Arlecchino, like I said, is one of the best Pyro DPSs of, like, one of the best DPSs in the game. I love using her. She's still one of my go-tos. So definitely would suggest people pick up any of these four characters, to be honest with you. If I had to choose the two, though, probably be Fiorina and Arlecchino, just because they're usable outside of their region. And the reason why I say that is because while Nefer is really great, and I think that, well, yeah, I mean, she's still usable outside of her region, but I feel as though, like, we're getting to the point with the elemental reactions where you need to have a Nodcry character to get boosts. But yeah, I still think she's good. I just think that Fiorina and Arlecchino are heavily proven to be more valuable to your account than Nefer. Not to say that she won't be. Like, she might release, and then I'll eat my words. And I'll be like, you know what? Nefer is a must-have. But for now, if I'm going off of what I know, it's going to be Arlecchino and Fiorina. So, and of course, Nefer looks amazing. Like, her animations look so sick, and the fact that her burst lets her sit on a chair, I wish I was that chair. I'm just putting it out there. But she looks like she's going to be a lot of fun. She's going to really kind of dive into the whole Lunar Bloom thing. So you're going to want to pair her with someone like Fiorina, who is going to help with that Lunar Bloom. So, sorry, my nose is a little bit itchy right now. One of my hairs keeps going into my nose. I don't like that. It's gross. We are getting the Reliquary of Truth, and in the actual weapon banner, it's going to be 3 new weapons, or 2 new weapons and 1 that we've gotten from the main story, which I'm happy for, because I'm tired of going into these weapon banners and getting the same weapons like Favonius Sword, Favonius Lance, the Wid Sith, oh my god, Sacrificial Fragments. I'm tired of seeing all of these be reran. I would love some more 4 stars that are actually going to matter to me. Just because I am a collector and I love collecting the weapons. And yeah, finally I'll get some 4 stars that are going to be really, really good on that banner. We did get new boss information, and the one thing I am pretty sad about, we'll get to in a second, but we do have the Frost Knight Hera, which is a Pegasus, and it looks like an ice Pegasus, which looks insane. Like, I'm very stoked on battling this boss because it just looks cool. Even though we're probably going to defeat it like rather quickly, I'm going to enjoy running teams just to kind of get it to like do its like different battle animations. So pretty cool. A pretty good enemy right there. Pretty good boss. And then we got Rerir, which sucks because from what it looks like, he's only going to be in the Archon quest. And I was really hoping that he'd be a weekly boss, but I think we're going to have to wait until like probably Luna Act 3, or at least that's what it feels like to me. I'm okay with that because again, that would release with from what I'm seeing, Columbina, because Columbina is the Archon of Nodcry in this sense, not really the Archon, but the Moon Princess or Moon Priestess, whatever you want to call it. And we're going into Anniversary, and usually the Archons or the gods run as the point 2 banners, and technically Luna Act 3 would be the point 2 banner. So very excited for that. I really do hope that Rerir is the weekly boss with that, and it takes some of the mechanics from the story. Because, well, he just is a really cool enemy to look at. He's a big, meaty man with muscles. So, new Archon quests. We got Act 3 and Act 4, which is going to cover a bunch of stuff. Arlecchino's coming back into this quest. We're going to meet Varka, finally, which is really, really cool. And yeah, I'm very stoked on this. This quest looks really good. Nodcry's Acts 1 and 2 were not bad. I actually enjoyed them. Not crazy amounts, but still really good. We got events, the Ruins Exploration, which is the big story event, quote unquote, for this new update. And we're going to get a free Kale. Now, of course, Kale's been out since Sumeru, which is fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. However, I will say if you don't have Kale yet, this is a good time, obviously, to get her because of the Dendro application. Could help in some ways, I guess, with Nefer, but I don't think that Kale is going to be that usable in regards to the current meta. But I will say, Genshin's a very easy game. Like, a lot of people don't want to say it, but Genshin really isn't that hard. Like, sure, you have times where it can get a little bit of a struggle, but it really isn't as difficult as people make it seem. You could play through the game, and yeah, sure, sometimes you might not 12-star a freaking, Spiral Abyss or get all of Imaginarium Theater done, but most of the stuff that you're going to do, like, it doesn't really matter. You could use anybody. So that's just my take on that. But Ruins Exploration, you're going to have a bunch of different things. You have this little mini game with the Baron Bunny and Kale's little Dendro buddy. You have a platformer with your own character, obviously. And then, of course, you got a battle event as well, which is pretty cool. We got the Saurian Sojourn, which is just another event with the Saurians. I believe we did this one before, but it's not really a crazy event. It's not something that we're going to be like going, holy crap, we need this type of thing, right? Then we got Dance Dance Dynamic Disco, which is, just a dance mini game. Like, you're basically going to be dancing with a bunch of, background dancers. And then we have our Overflowing Abundance, which I will say, I am very curious as to why we're only getting Overflowing Abundance and we're still not getting a login event. I would think that Genshin would get off of the stinginess of not having a login event. I know that some people are like, they don't need it, but at the same time, like, I feel like they could do it. They're making hundreds of millions of dollars a month. Like, they could do it. Like, it's not that big a deal. But that's just me. Well, not hundreds of millions. They're right now in like the 30s to 40 millions every month. But I digress. They're still making a lot. Genius Invocation, getting the additions of Aoife and Varissa. Varka. He's got pink hair. Big, meaty, muscle, pink hair. And then we got new adjustments for Intel Exchange, which is a brand new thing that you could do to kind of give yourself a little bit of extra stuff to do in regards to the next update and Nefer. So I'm pretty excited for that. Update for Columbina Quest. We're going to get some new stuff for her new interactions. New investment or update on the investment coupons, which is going to take place as part of a story. So it's not really like adjustments or anything like that. It's just like it's additions of like new quests. And then the one thing that you can do that is kind a new like what optimization is the word I was looking for, is that nearest orbs will be set as targets after talking to Layulka. Layulka? I think I said it right. So yeah, you could actually farm ore deposits, which is pretty cool. I think that we should just be able to do that anyway, but you know, it is what it is. And then we have the Nodcry OST announcement. So overall, the patch is kind of like mid, to be honest with you. Outside of like the banners, like the events are just kind of but the Act 1 and Act 2, or Act 3 and Act 4 of Luna Act 2 seems like it's going to be good. So maybe not mid. I'd probably give it a 6, to be honest with you. Like, there's some good stuff with it, but honestly, for the most part, the regular part of the patch is a nothing burger. However, we get to the Melistra Wonderland, which was the big talk of this whole live stream. And this is something that a lot of us have been waiting for because it's the extra content that we've been begging for, right? So you get to create your own character, obviously, and you're going to be able to dress them up in whatever you want to see. Like, I've seen some really crazy stuff. Like, we got the witch and wizard hat stuff. We got this one that looks like Mokoko, you know, the Fool Moko, which I would love to get that outfit because I love Mokoko. She's great. Don't ever diss Mokoko. But yeah, the only thing I don't like about this is that, you know how games recently, like Duet Night Abyss and Ananta, have announced that they're not going to be gacha. It's mainly just going to be customization. They're doing a banner. They're doing banners for customizable items. And the reason why I don't like that is because, again, it's going to pertain to, like, the same type of gacha standards that the characters have. So not only are you summoning for characters, you're also going to be summoning for the costumes of stuff. So, and again, it's for your UGC, which is fine. It's fine. Your creative character is going to be great. But at the same time, I feel like we're just making this more gacha-y. And it just kind of puts me off a little bit. Don't get me wrong. I want this to be 100% clear. I think that the UGC content of it is great. Like, being able to play all these different minigames and do all this crazy stuff with your friends or with random people is going to be great. I'm going to have so much fun with my community about this. But to add, like, gacha to it on top of that, and then not only that, but if we scroll down a little bit, there's going to be a pass for it. Oh, wait, they didn't even put it in here? Oh, my God, you didn't even put it in here? That's crazy. But there is a, by the way, shout out to Sora Hoshino, which I'm not making fun of her. She's great. Like, whoever it is, you're fantastic, Sora. Love you. But there's going to be another battle pass, too, which if you buy, like, the regular Ghostly Hymn battle pass, it's sure, like, it's only going to be $10 to get the other battle pass, but it's the fact that I have to spend $30 to get 2 different battle passes for 2 different parts of the game. It's kind of annoying. And then just having to, like, gacha for costumes. Now, again, this could be more free-to-play friendly than I am thinking, but just from what I know about Genshin and what I know about the Genshin devs, I don't see it being as free-to-play friendly as it is. We are getting some free items. Like, as you can see here, you could log in, and then you get a random try-on cape, which gives you, like, random, like, or a random freaking item to have for 14 days. But you also get all this other stuff, too, as you're playing through, which is great. There's a lot of these, like, crystals, the geodes of replication, which, again, seems really cool. It does look cool. I just wish that it didn't have the gacha. Even with the costumes. Like, and again, people will probably be mad at me and say, like, oh, you're okay with Duet Night Abyss having the buying costumes, and you're okay with Ananta possibly having a gacha costume, but you're not okay with Genshin doing it. And it's not the fact that it has a costume gacha. I think costume gacha is fine, but when you're adding costume gacha on top of character gacha for the other side of the game, I just feel like you're trying to take as much money as possible. And I'm going to tell y'all this right now. Don't spend your money. Don't. Just get all the free stuff. If you do spend your money, it's your own money. I don't care. I'm just saying that if you want to be sane, don't spend your money. However, I will say something cool about this, right? Not only is your UGC going to be a part of the Melistra Wonderland, but you could actually build the mannequin character, like, as an actual character in Genshin Impact. Like, you actually get to fight with them. So I think that's cool. I think that's a really cool addition, because maybe I want to continue playing with my mannequin, which is what they call the characters in the Molestra Wonderland. Maybe I want to play with them more, and this is a great way to do it. So there's a lot of pros and cons for this. I think that this is going to be fun. It is going to be a very fun activity. I just wish that the gacha aspect wasn't added to it, right? I wish it would have just been like, craft these items and we'll make new items so long as you keep playing, because the more you play, the more you're going to you'll get money out of it anyway. It didn't need to have the gacha on top of that. That's all I'm saying. But I digress. Luna Act 2 seems like it's going to be okay. Like, there's a lot of good stuff. A lot of stuff that I don't personally agree with. I would say that this live stream was a 7 overall with the Millistra added to it, because again, I have pros and cons about it. I know that a lot of Genshin Impact CCs are not entirely like on the same wavelength as I am with it. A lot of them are very happy with these changes, and that's all fine and dandy. I need to see them implemented in the game to give like probably a better, I guess, impression of it. If it turns out that it's not as money grubby as I think it is, then I'll take my words back. I'll eat shit. It is what it is. I just feel like that's not the case. And I hope that y'all understand where I'm coming from on this and don't just hate brigade me for it, because I've seen a lot of people get mad about my takes, and that's fine, but don't just blindly hate. Like, try to have a dialogue about it, right? Try to think about it and be like, okay, maybe it makes sense. Or maybe it doesn't, and I'm just a crazy person. Who knows? But I digress, y'all. Let me know in the comments down below what you think about the Genshin Impact Luna Act 2 live stream. And tell me your thoughts on Millistra Wonderland. Are you excited, or are you going to skip most of that because of, you know, the gacha aspect? I definitely would love to hear y'all opinions on that. Anyways, y'all, that's going to be it. Love you guys to death. And as always, we will catch you in the next video. Please take care and be safe.